Why do people cheat?
Well, in my case, I was married for about 7 years. No problems in my marriage. And before I got married, my wife had told me that she has an insatiable desire for sex. And I was like, wow. I was 29, she was 35 at the time. I was like, wow, I hit the jackpot. I didn't tell her that, but inside I told myself that. And I was like, that's no problem. But when I got into the marriage, I really spent my time satisfying her to the best of my ability. But it looks like my best wasn't good enough because she cheated on me. And when I asked her why, she said because she didn't get enough. And I said, like, dang, I'm having sex with you every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. She said, it's not the amount of time. She said, it's the timing. It's when I need it and when I want it. And sometimes you're not around when I need it and I want it, though you give it to me every day. But it's the timing.
I'm pretty sure there are a lot of men out there who would have said the exact same thing he said when he heard his woman say she likes it all the time. You would have thought you hit the jackpot too. But I believe you always gotta be careful with women like that. The nymphomaniacs, the one that just want it 3, 4, 5 times a day, to me, those aren't the women you want to marry. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Because just like this man said, it wasn't the fact that he was doing it every day with her. It's the fact that she would want it at random times, and if he wasn't there to give it to her, that's a problem. See, it sounds great until you actually get one of these women who just can't go without it. And you think you're big and bad, you think you're gonna be able to handle it, but if you ever have a moment and you can't give it to her, she's getting it somewhere else. If you can't give it to her 2, 3 times a day, she's gonna get it somewhere else. So men, be careful with these type of women. It sounds good, but honestly, I think these are the type of women you have fun with. Because a regular woman is hard to please, but imagine getting one like this and trying to please her. Now, if you're a man and it's Friday and you ain't got nothing to do like smoking, have at it. Y'all can sit there and screw each other all day. But if you're a man and you got other stuff going on and you got a life you want to live, you can only trust a woman like this as far as you can throw her. You can't spend no time away from her. You can't take no business trips. You can't get sick. You can't do anything because as soon as you do it, something might go down. If a man comes around and she's in heat, the Amazon package man may get it, the mailman may get it, the guy jogging on the street may get called in. You don't know what's going to happen. But let me just say this. A woman that likes to do it and she has her ups and downs, or sometimes she wants it more and sometimes she wants it less, that's different. But the woman he's talking about is a nymphomaniac. Those are the ones I'm saying you want to stay away from. Because usually with those women, one man is never enough. And it is easy to get caught up with this woman because normally it's good, you're happy, things are going great. But if you take it too far, you're probably going to end up like this man. And you're going to be sitting there thinking to yourself, how come nobody told me about this? Well, I just did.
I just told you.
I have this quick little story time. You tell me if you think if he was being a simp. Oh, I have a male friend that was telling me about his dating history and this woman that he was really into. He was really showing up like a gentleman. Like if she was having a bad day, he would send her Uber Eats, just always checking in on her and her needs. The other thing that he would do is to go on vacation with her, and he would be the one that pays for the flights, the hotels, not just domestic, but also international flights as well. And while they're on vacation, he's paying for everything. So while he's telling me this, I kind of get a sense that this woman's not that into him, because he mentions her ex is not fully in the picture, but they had had a recent breakup, and it sounded like to me that she wasn't really over the ex. So this friend and I are not super close friends, so I tell him in the nicest way, that's just something that you might want to consider, that she kind of still has this relationship with the ex, and it just sounds like she's not fully over him. He says that he will consider it, but he still does all these nice things for her. So then a few months later, he tells me that it doesn't work out, and guess what? She went back to the ex. So of course I had to ask him, do you regret any of the things that you did, or how this, the whole thing turned out? And he said no. And I have to say, that's actually kind of refreshing that a guy does not feel like he wasted his time, his money, his energy, because this is what he said. He said that this is just how he shows up when he's dating. Like, he truly believes in courting a woman, which I feel like is such an old school type of mentality nowadays. And I thought that was really amazing. However, I told this to someone else, and they told me that he was being a simp.
Yes!
And I was like, he's being a simp because he's just showing up and putting his best foot forward when it comes to a woman that he cares about. So I'm curious what others might think. Like, was he being a simp? And what is, I guess, the definition? I have to look that up. What is the definition of being a simp?
Since you asked a two-part question, let me answer the second part first. My definition of a simp is a man who is doing too much for a woman who is doing too little. It's when a man is giving his time, energy, money, effort to a woman who doesn't even like him like that. They're not interested in them. They're not reciprocating. They're clearly using them, but the man doesn't care because he's willing to do anything he has to do to get that girl to like him. They ignore all the signs, all the red flags. They go above and beyond for a woman that doesn't even text him back the same day. He's putting women on pedestals that don't belong on those pedestals. They're just not that smart at dating. That's what a simp is to me. See, there are some men out there who think a simp is a man who is willing to do anything for a woman. They just think anything is a simp. I don't care what it is. I mean, you can't even pick your mother from church without these dudes calling you a simp. That is not how I see it. I think it's great when I see a man treating his woman a certain way. I have no issues with that at all. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say I'm talking to my homeboy and he's telling me how he just spent $3,000 on some Beyonce tickets for his girlfriend, and he's telling me how he's going to surprise her. Now, he's been with this girl for 2 years. I've met her. They have a good relationship. Would I call him a simp? Absolutely not. Now, let's say I'm talking to my other homeboy, and he's telling me about this girl he's been talking to for a week, and he's about to send her 2 Beyonce tickets. Would I call him a simp? Yes. And I know a lot of you women think simping is all about spending money, but it isn't. If a girl hits you up who you've been trying to get with, but she's been ghosting you, you haven't heard from her in over a month, she barely even texts you back, and she calls you at 2:30 in the morning because she needs you to come change her tire, and you get up and go, you're a simp. Now, if my woman called me, I'm coming to change her tire. And there's nothing simping about that because that is your lady. It's not for some random who can care less about you. Now, going back to the guy in the video, I don't think he's smart when it comes to women because you got to really think about this. His homegirl, the girl in the video, was able to see that this girl wasn't really feeling him, but he couldn't see that. I don't think he's dating smart. I understand what he is saying about how he goes hard, it doesn't matter who it is, but that to me is the dumb part. You can't do that nowadays. These women don't appreciate that. You will drain your pockets, your energy, your sanity doing that with all these women. These women will run you into the ground doing that with them. Now, if he met a girl and she was showing him that she was into him as well and she was investing in him too, and he wants to go a little harder on that, understandable. But the way he's out here moving, he'll be broke and miserable in a couple years. I don't know how old this dude is, but these women are cutthroat. They will take everything you have and leave you on the side of the road. I just think he's not that smart, which kind of plays into simping. So to answer your question, yes, this dude is a simp. And these money grubbing women out there, they can smell a simp a mile away. So they will always take advantage of him. That girl knew she wasn't over her ex. Most likely in between those trips that they were going on, she was sleeping with the ex. Probably was entertaining the ex. This is why as soon as it didn't work out, she got back with the ex. So as a man, you have to be smart enough to see stuff like that early on. And it is definitely harder to see with some girls than others, but this one was pretty easy because his homegirl was able to see it. So he should have been able to see it too. But that's kind of what simps do. They ignore everything that's going on around them because they want what they want. So they go hard, they get played. And those are the dudes you see online who hate women. Because if you do that long enough, you will start to hate women. I'm just being honest with you. And as far as that girl going back to her ex, I just want to be clear about this. That's probably not going to work out, and she will be back on the phone trying to get back with him. All I can do is hope that he is not dumb enough to deal with her again. But who knows? And I just want to add this last thing for the women out there who are still confused on what a simp is. Let's just say you have 2 homegirls. One homegirl has a husband, and she packs his lunch every day to make sure he has something to eat while he's at work, you know, taking care of him. And then you have another girl who's been dating the dude for a week. The dude never call her, never text her, but she's bringing lunch up to his job to make sure he eat. And she's just doing a bunch of stuff trying to get this dude to like her. Y'all would look at her sideways the same way we're looking at these guys sideways, because it isn't about what they're doing. It is about the person they're doing it with. You know what? Now that I think about it, that example probably isn't going to work, because a lot of these new women, these modern women, are going to be mad at the wife for making her husband's lunch because they call that slavery. So who knows if they're going to get it. But anyway, those are my thoughts on it. Fellas, what y'all think? Is he a simp?
Have y'all seen that thread on Twitter of men showing receipts, basically of women like begging them for money? When I tell you, I've been dying laughing at that thread for like days now. I can't believe it, but I'm actually on the man's side when it comes to this, because the way that some of these women are begging men for money, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a pick-me, and I totally feel like a man should be paying for a lot of things. But asking a man for money and you've only known him for 2 days is just, it's wicked. Really hurting my heart, y'all. I'm hoping that majority of those women actually hate those men and they just want them to stop texting them. Because if there's a man that you don't want him around and he refuses to leave you alone, I'm telling you, the quickest way to get rid of him is to ask him for some money. I promise you, it works every time like a charm, okay? Ask that man for some money. Now, if he's annoying and won't go away and you ask him for some money and he send it and he still don't go away, then you got another problem on your hands, and I'm gonna say that ain't really a problem. I have the hardest time asking a man for something. Like, I would rather you just do as opposed to me having to ask. But it's females out here really asking men, like, I'm talking about not even saying good morning first, just straight out, like, I need this. Like, as a woman that takes care of the majority of all of her own responsibilities, I don't really want to have to ask you for this, and that. Like, I would rather you, after observation, like, see how I live and then just add to that. Am I crazy? Maybe I need to get out here and start dry begging, asking for $50.
Please don't. We got enough of these flat purse fools already running around. It's amazing to me how many women are still acting surprised when they find out how many women are begging out here. There is a flat purse epidemic going on out here, and y'all act like y'all don't know nothing about it. Apparently, y'all not paying attention. I always say this, but with women, they believe if they are not doing it or the girls around them are not doing it, it's not going on. It's just a myth. It's just something us men are making up. Well, that's where you're wrong. These women are out here in desperation mode. They're looking for men to give them money for anything. Their hair, their makeup, pet food, human food, car notes, gas, rent payments, whatever they can get their hands on, they'll take it. And the one thing I do like is that men now understand that women love to tell you that they're only asking you because you're the man and you're supposed to do it because that's what men do. But we all know now they're asking because they're broke. I mean, that's just what it is. A lot of these women, they don't want to work a second job. A lot of them don't even want to work the first job. So begging you is a better option for a lot of them. And as long as we got these sucker for love simps out there, they're going to keep doing it because these men will keep giving it to them. But you women got to understand this is a real problem. You think all these men out here are refusing to take these women on dates and refusing to spend money to get to know you. You think they're doing that because they just don't have it? A lot of them have it. They just don't want to do it because they don't like what y'all got going on. I know there are a lot of women out there, they don't beg. They're not looking for anybody to do anything for them. They take care of their own stuff. But there also are a lot of these women out there who live this sprinkle lifestyle. They live this get money lifestyle. And they don't look at men as human beings. They look at us as ATMs or retirement plans. And we all know this economy ain't doing nothing but getting worse. So this isn't going to get better. It's actually going to get a lot worse. And we know that. This is why men are starting to come to grips with it. This woman needed a viral Twitter thread for her to realize just how many women were out here begging like Keith Sweat. And that right there proves that they just don't listen to us because we're online and we're outside, wherever we're screaming about how we're sick of these flat purse heifers begging us for money. Now, she did say something else I thought was pretty interesting. She said she's hoping that these women who are begging, they just don't like those men. And they're trying to get rid of these men by just asking for money. And that proves the point that I'm always saying on here, other men are always saying on here, if a woman comes at you like that, she doesn't like you. She doesn't. Women who like you, women who actually see value in you, they will not send you their Cash App after 2 text messages. They will not ask you to get their hair and nails done and you don't even know their last name. They will not ask you to pay their rent after 1 good morning text. It just won't happen. She's not going to try to drain your pockets before she even knows your last name. So just remember that, fellas. But anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.